Hey guys, so today I'm going to be telling my pregnancy story and also my birth story. So as you guys know, we filmed a video about this stuff a little bit ago, but we didn't really like it, so we agreed that I would just do the video. I know this is supposed to be a sit down video, but you guys probably want to see Aaliyah, so she's just watching her show, playing with her toys. Let me just get up higher, a little short down here. Okay. I feel like the first thing I should talk about is how we met. So we met in 8th grade. Angelo texted me in the middle of the night and told me that this is definitely middle schooler stuff, but he told me like that he had feelings for me, and it just went from there. I can't really even remember. I just remember that night. It was super cute that he came and texted me. But anyway, from then on, me and Angelo pretty much just hit it off. Like, we got together during, I want to say either it was the start of quarantine, I think, or about to be the start of quarantine in 2019. I remember there was a time from when we were talking and started dating. We started dating when he was out of town somewhere for, I think, Christmas. So we didn't see each other until like January. And then when we did see each other, like, since we had been quarantined, hadn't really been around people, hadn't met each other yet, or we met each other, but we hadn't really had time to like connect. Like, I had a birthday dinner, and that was it. Once we had time to connect, we connected a little fast, as teenagers do. We didn't use protection. At that time, we didn't have protection because nobody really knew that we were having sex. But even when we did get protection and had all the talks, we didn't use it. So yeah, fast forward, I want to say like 9 months. So I'm thinking October, from what the doctors told me, is when we conceived. Obviously, it was bound to happen because we were not using protection. We had like pregnancy scares because without protection, you know, there is a chance that you might be pregnant. So it wasn't until January the next year that I took a test, early January, and I can't even really tell you why I took a test. I think I had thrown up one time before I took the test because I thought, like, because I've always had stomach problems, I thought it was just some normal thing at first. Turns out it wasn't. So yeah, I feel like I was just tired, had headaches, and I just felt, every day I felt like queasy. But I would never throw up until that one time that I did throw up. And what I threw up was like straight bile. And if you look up, if you throw up and you look up yellow or green throw up, it's gonna tell you that it's because you're pregnant, or most of the time it's because you're pregnant. So yeah, after I threw up, a couple weeks, I want to say, after I took the test, me and Angela were on FaceTime. So I think the first one I took was the digital one, and obviously I took it. It said pregnant, but then, you know, you don't really want to believe it. So thank God I got the pregnancy tests that have 3 in the box. So then after that, I took a line test, but it was so, like, the second line was so noticeable. So because at that time I was like almost 3 months pregnant. So yeah, then after that, we just kind of like kept it to ourselves. It was not long after that till Angelo told his parents. Well, he told his mom first, then he had to tell his dad in person. He told his mom over the phone, and his mom was basically just in shock. Then he went home to tell his dad, and it was just very emotional. For me, I don't want to say, I don't really feel like it was emotional for me. Like my family didn't really react. So my sister knew because her girlfriend is the one who got me a test, so she was the first one to know besides Angelo. So she was in shock, but she didn't really know how to react because she's a teenager too. Since she knew, I hid the test under her bed because I felt like there was a suspicion that I might be pregnant, and I don't know how to play off stuff like that. Obviously, it's a big thing to try to hide. So I hid it under her bed, under her mattress. I feel like my grandma, who I was living with, I feel like she found it because there would be no other way that she would confront me. But she did confront me one day when I was sitting on the couch, and then I think she was like, I think she just flat out said it, like, "Are you pregnant?" And then obviously I was like, "Yeah." And then she talked to me about all my options, which is smart to do. And I think either that night or a couple of days after, me and my grandma went over to Angelo's house to talk with him and his parents. It wasn't anything like messy. It was just us talking about our options with everybody. There was a decision that was made at one point, which was one of the options that we ended up not doing, obviously. I'm not really gonna get into that because I don't really like to think about it, but obviously we did not go through with that. But so then shortly after that, like very shortly after that, it was Valentine's Day, and I was going over to Angelo's house, and before I left to go to his house, me and my grandma had gotten into a fight, but I had already planned to go to Angelo's house, so I went to his house, and I told him what was happening, which that was pretty normal with my family to, for us to argue. So I told Angelo, and I was not supposed to stay that night, but I did because I did not want to go home because of the fight. I was just done with dealing with that, especially because I was pregnant and because I'm a teenager. I'm at high risk for a miscarriage, so I was not willing to put myself through that or put Aaliyah through that. So I stayed that one night, and then after that, I started staying at his house for I think 2 more nights, 2 more nights. And then eventually got to the point where his parents were kind of like, "Are you like staying for good?" And like just trying to figure out what happened and why I was wanting to stay, because they knew a little bit of how my family is. So as you guys can tell, I'm in a different environment than I was last time, because this is like a week after the first clip. So right now Angelo is watching Aaliyah in the other room. I'm currently in her room, as you can tell by the little thing she got from the hospital. So I think where I left off was talking about moving in to Angelo's house. So I finally decided to stay there for good. And then a couple of days after that, we went to go get my stuff from my old house. And that wasn't really hard because my grandma had chosen to be out of the house for some reason. Anyway, so then obviously we slept in different rooms. I think at first I slept in his room downstairs, and then there was an extra room up here that he slept in, which is now our bedroom. Yeah. And then I moved in to what is now Aaliyah's room, so this room, because I was still pregnant, and Angela wanted his room back. So yeah, I don't remember much from my pregnancy. I know it was a lot of family drama, obviously, and obviously there was a point in time where, and I think it was like after I moved into this room, where I was kind of like not wanting Angelo to like touch me at all, which is really weird. But honestly, I think it was because I was pregnant. It had something to do with me being pregnant. I do remember that when I did get further along, and I was having like, I wouldn't say complications, but like pregnancy was getting harder, and I was getting closer to my due date, I started sleeping in Angelo's room, because honestly, sooner than I really should have. The things that are happening now, I don't see as serious, but like when you're pregnant and like it's your first baby, you're scared of literally everything. Like anything can go wrong, honestly. So fast forward to July 7th. I had a regular OB appointment. I was gonna, actually, I did go in to get an ultrasound. At that point, I was 38 weeks pregnant. So they did the ultrasound, and they said that she wasn't measuring as big as she was supposed to. I think she was measuring for like 35 weeks, and she was 38. So they went, like they just told us that, and they went away. I was with my aunt, by the way, because Angelo couldn't go back with me. So they went away and talked for a little bit, and then they came back, and they said that they decided that the best thing to do would to be induce me that day, because I guess they didn't know why she was measuring that way. I don't think I ever figured out why she was measuring that way. After they told me that, I was like in total shock. So I called Angelo. Honestly, I was excited. I was very excited, obviously. But I called Angelo. I think he was just in his room at the time. And I was basically like, they want to induce me. So we're going to have a baby either today or tomorrow. You know, obviously he was in shock. Like, I don't know. I don't even remember him saying much. But after I went out to eat, then I went home, and when I got home is when I started feeling the contractions, because prior at the OB, she had tried to dilate me more, because at that point I was at, I think, 2 centimeters dilated, and she wanted to dilate me again just to get it like started quicker. And obviously, yeah, it got started quicker, because I was packing and I was like feeling contractions. I want to say they were like 5 minutes apart, but then they got worse by the time that we were about to leave. So we just went ahead and left early. And then I remember we went to a restaurant right by the hospital. At that point, it was hard for me to walk. Like, I had to sit there, close my eyes, and just like try to push through the contractions. So after we went out to eat, we went to the hospital. Obviously we had to like wait in the waiting room with everybody else, but luckily at that time my contractions had calmed down a bit. So we waited there for about like, I want to say like an hour and a half. That's what it felt like. And then they took me back to this room where I was by myself, and there was this lady next to me that had came in, and she thought she was having a miscarriage, and she was just like screaming so bad. And it turns out nothing was even wrong with her, but I understand her pain. It's just I was about to have a baby and I had a woman screaming next to me. Like it was just a curtain that divided us. So I heard everything. So then after the long wait, they took us to the room where I'd be giving birth. And from then on, I barely remember anything. I remember by the time I got in the room, I was 4 centimeters dilated, so I could get my epidural, but I waited a little bit. I waited a couple hours before I got my epidural. And when I did, literally, I do not remember anything. I honestly remember as I just wanted a Pepsi, which is so weird, but I wanted a Pepsi. And that's literally all I drank the 2 days that we stayed at the hospital after. Like, I barely ate. So anyway, I don't remember how many hours went by. I was in the room from 11:40, almost 12 p.m., or I guess that would be a.m., on July 7th to 3:15 p.m. on July 8th. So that's a very long time. But I want to say, if I include me going into, like, when my contractions first started, that was 23 hours that I was in labor, or 23 hours that I was in labor. So when I did push, I only pushed for 13 minutes. Honestly, I didn't feel anything because of the epidural, and thank God I didn't have any complications with the epidural. The only thing that is bad about the epidural is, honestly, I don't know if it was the epidural or if it was the, I forgot what it's called. I think it starts with a P. That they induce you with, the pill that they induce you with. I don't know which one it was, but honestly, I barely remember anything. I just remember them laying her on my chest, which I had said in my, my birth wish list thing that you give to the doctor. I had said that I wanted to do skin to skin, but that didn't happen. But then again, like, I didn't even remember. Like, I was out of it. I would have told them to put her on my skin, but I was out of it. And even before then, even before I started pushing, they were I have a video. They were talking about doing a C-section, and I didn't hear that. Thank God my Angela's mom heard that, because she knew my wishes. They were also talking about getting a NICU card, like right when she was about to be born. She ended up not needing to go to the NICU. She did come out. She wasn't breathing at first. I don't know why that was. But, yeah, she came out. I forgot. Oh, yeah, it says here, July 8th, 2021, 5 pounds, 13 ounces, and 19 inches. So she was little, and I'll put a picture. Actually, I'll put the video and some pictures in there, because I feel like that's very important to the video.
She looks so big.
Oh my God.
Oh, little girl, you gotta tell us. You gotta tell us.
Oh my God.
Look at it. Look at it. Hey, girl, what you doing?
Look at it.
I know. You gotta tell us all about it. Yeah, tell us.
Happy birthday, Aliyah.
She's up in her eye. Oh, there she goes.
Congratulations, you guys. Oh.
Keep crying for us.
Yeah, do you want to cut the cord real quick?
You want to wait for the pulse finish?
Well, baby's
Oh,
not
okay,
quite
okay.
doing what we'd like, so
Makes sense.
we're gonna bring her to the warmer real quick, okay? We'll bring her right back though, okay?
Oh.
Hiccups. Oh.
Got a chewy cord, my goodness. There we go, perfect.
She was born at 3:27 p.m. on July 8th. So from when she was born to, I think it was like 5:30 is when we got changed to the maternity room. I do not remember that. Like, it went by so quick. I just remember them, because I breastfeed. I remember them trying to get her to latch, and I just laid back. And the next thing, they were coming in with like the little wheelchair they have, and they were like packing our bags up and stuff. I didn't even get to take a nap because I think that same day everybody came to visit, like my family came to visit Aaliyah. Yeah, honestly, like I said, I don't remember much. I remember them coming in every hour to like push on my stomach to get like the fluids out and like to check my blood. I did get stitches, so I think they checked those a couple times. I remember the ladies bringing in food and I wouldn't eat it. I was just not hungry. I just wanted Pepsi, which is not good. I was drinking all Pepsi and I was breastfeeding. But yeah, we stayed there for those 2 days. I barely got any sleep. I think I had a lot of anxiety. Even though she was all swaddled up and stuff, I had a lot of anxiety. And I still, to this day, have a lot of anxiety about her and her sleeping. And she's 9 months. So yeah, we stayed there for only 2 days. I remember like thinking it took forever for us to get discharged. We got discharged July 10th at, I want to say like 1:40 p.m. And then we went home, and then we had Angelo's family see Aaliyah, because that's the house we went to, because that's where we live. And then my family came over to see her, and it's so funny. That night there was like a UFC fight, or it wasn't UFC, it was like, I think Jake Paul doing his little boxing. Yeah, that was happening. So we had people over her first night home. That felt really nice to be home and have people over and just everybody get to enjoy seeing Aaliyah and stuff like that. It made me really happy. This is going past the birth story time, I'd say, but I just want to educate people on this type of stuff, because this is the bad part about being a mom at any age really. But the thing is, I had to get up and do school when I was waking up every morning, every hour throughout the night. And sometimes it wouldn't even be an hour, it'd be like every 40 minutes, just to breastfeed her and put her back to sleep. That was very stressful. Like, honestly, I felt like I was going crazy, which anybody would, because that's hard and like it feels like you never get a break. But then again, she sleeps during the day. So yeah, I want to say that's pretty much it, because our life was like that, like waking up every hour for a long time. I want to say until she was like 2 months. She didn't sleep all night until about like, I don't even know, like probably like 4 months. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our story time. You guys should comment more video ideas because I'm running out of them and I have to keep this going. So you guys let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video. I could wait 1,000 days.